positioning your message, your product, your services, your presence in over 83 bus shelters. Every dollar you spend, every advert you place helps to build another bus shelter, providing modest comfort for Cayman travelers. Reserve space now on the only billboard medium in the Cayman Islands. Email rotaryshelters@gmail.com. rotaryshelters@gmail.com. The Bus Shelters, a partner in community convenience. Another inspiration program by Rotary Central Cayman Islands.
Radio Cayman's Historical Vignettes was brought to you by Rotary Central. For more than 110 years, Rotary members have used their passion, energy, and intelligence to take action on sustainable projects.
Talk Today is brought to you by Subway, open 24 hours in Countryside, Anderson Square in Georgetown, and Centennial Towers in West Bay. And by the Ministry of District Administration. Explore your history, explore your land, explore your sister islands. And Cayman Airways. Call them on 949-2311 to book your nonstop flights to Los Angeles and Panama. And Digicel, Cayman's bigger, better network. And Doctors Hospital. Peace of mind is important when life happens. Doctors Hospital, always there for you. Call 949-6066.
But I do have some questions.
There are more questions than answers.
Cayman Islands' foremost listeners participation program.
Talk Today.
What is on your mind, Cayman? If you are ready to talk, we are ready to listen. Here's your host.
Good afternoon. You know, I was just practicing saying good afternoon because it's no longer the morning and I do host the Business Buzz. But this is your host, Kathy Miller, for Talk Today this afternoon. I'm filling in for Sterling Dwayne Eubanks just for this afternoon, and I'm welcoming in studio this afternoon from the Department of Children and Family Services. We have Deputy Director Rael Roberts, and we also have social worker Ken Roy Scaff. We also have a student in here, but we're going to give him a special introduction a little bit later. But for now, everybody, how are you doing? Good afternoon.
Very good. Good afternoon. Thanks for having us here.
Doing fine, and again, thanks for having us.
Okay.
Good afternoon. Thank you for having me here. It's very good.
It's very good to have you here, too. And I can't wait till we get to do our special introduction for you as well. So you just hang on, okay? All right. Rael, so we're going to talk about really the overview of... We have an overview of Child's Month and how that went. So let us know. Give us the rundown.
Well, I mean, we're near the last day of the month, last hours of the month. It was a lot. Challenge to change. The listening audience knew we came on a couple of times talking about the activities that were happening throughout the month. There was very good support from the community. A lot of children were impacted across the island, including Cayman Brac. And so it's been a labor of love. It's been truly a labor of love, and it will be culminating today. I think most of the activities were completed so far. So we had a lot of youth meetings on the weekends throughout the districts. We had some workshops for parent and students to understand what is how to work with their children and how to help them through the process of challenge to change, which is the theme that we had invoked this year. And so it was a good month, and so we have been lucky that it is culminating today on Radio Cayman. There's not any activities that are left, but one of the big highlights of the month for the ministry and also the department is to single out two young children who we know have hit the markers when it comes to being a positive role model in the community in different areas, and we'll talk a little bit about that. But this radio session, we are planning to tell everyone who the winners are here, and also in Cayman Brac, and then hopefully we can speak to them and get an idea of what it is that they are in support of, because I think that hearing a young person's voice about what it is that motivates them is, I think, most important.
Absolutely, I think so too, and it's good to have those younger voices hearing directly from them. So that's why I couldn't introduce our other special guest, because he's going to get a very special introduction right after the break, I think.
That he will.
I want to ask you. You said there's youth meetings that go on, but what happens in these meetings? What are they about? What are you trying to get out of these meetings, or accomplish, I should say?
Well, again, you have to meet children where they're at, and so it's.
What ages are we looking at here with these?
I think the age of those meetings are probably about what, 8?
They varied in the primary and also in high schools.
Okay.
Right. And there are activities. Some are play activities. Some are educational activities. It's about teaching through play, teaching through socialization, and just being able to help support the young people so that they can go ahead and support other young people and keep the ball rolling.
Okay. Is it a different group of youth each time, or do you find the same ones coming back?
Yeah, I mean, at times you will find teens coming over, right, based on maybe the experience from the last one. So we try to do it in the various communities, right, so we can reach every single child who is interested.
Right, so the different districts get their own kind of youth meetings and for different age groups as well, because it can be harder for kids in primary school, to be in these same kind of sessions with teenagers, right? And
Right. We also have like games night, right, where we will include the younger ones as well, so they can also participate in age activities. Yeah.
Yes, and for any of the youth that might be listening out there right now, which I hope a lot of you are in school, those games nights, they don't stop. They go right into adulthood. So
Correct.
This is something that we all still enjoy doing, right? Having these games nights.
Yeah, and I think that one of the things that I had done when we came on and speaking with Sterling was to encourage the entire community to get on board and finding something this month that you have done with a child to challenge them to change. So again, it's not just only the department, it's not just only the ministry or the government as a whole, but it's a community. It requires the entire community, not only just to take care of our children, which is sometimes easier, but also impact other children around. Because I think when I was a child, and I think my mother would always say, or my father would say, that, I told you the same thing. And how come you listen to what that person just said when I said it? It was foreign, and I think that.
What did you say? How did you respond to that?
This was a time where children are seen and not heard, so I didn't really have a response. But it's important that I think that is communicated, because across the community, it's not that I mightn't say something to my children, but they may take that message easier from a stranger than they would take it from me.
Right. That there's something about our parents. We listen to our parents, but I think it's just, there could be a bit of an outside influence that we admire in a different way. That we might kind of, cling on to what that person might say, and that might just deliver a message a little better.
Correct.
Exactly.
So maybe it's a way for parents to say, hey, if I can get through to my child, but I know that they're listening to this person over here as well.
And that's how parenting and the whole idea of parenting as a village and working together as a community it comes about, understanding that, you hear the same voice over telling you the same thing, but if you hear it from different places and it's given in a different way, the same exact message,
reinforcement
then
of the message.
we're better, because it's not really only for them. Selfishly, it is for us, and it's for the community, and it's for the future, right? So we are not just doing it to make them better, but for us, all of us, to be better in the long process.
Right. Would you be able to share any, success stories or any stories that came out of the theme Move from Challenge to Change that exemplified that theme in the past month?
Offhand, I don't know if I can think of any. I don't know if the social worker. I mean, based on my interaction during this month, the different kids that we saw came out for the games night and the different activities. They were able to, get gifts maybe they wouldn't even think of getting.
Okay.
Right. They were fed. right? Plus the interaction was good with them and adults, right? Us as social workers. So I think with that's a positive from the whole month.
Okay, and we'd also like to hear from any of our listening audience as well. If you have any kind of stories that you want to share when it comes under the theme for Child's Month, Move from Challenge to Change, please do give us a call. The lines are open, 1-800-534-8255, 949-8037, 949-6990, or you can WhatsApp us at 925-3261. Now, it's been a minute since I gave all those numbers.
You did well. You did well.
We got to go to our first commercial break, and when we come back, I believe we're going to be introducing our special guest in studio with us this afternoon and Talk Today.
Adventure, magic, culture, nature, and so much more with Cayman Airways. Airfares are now on sale for travel this summer. Visit New York, Denver, Los Angeles, Miami, Tampa, Kingston, Montego Bay, Panama, Havana, and La Ceiba. But hurry, sale ends June 1st. Call 949-2311, contact a travel agent, or book online at CaymanAirways.com. Make this your best summer yet with Cayman Airways.
At Doctors Hospital, we know life happens, and usually when you least expect it. So when unexpected medical issues arise, you need quality care close to home. Located in the heart of Georgetown, our accomplished team of physicians and medical staff treat minor urgent conditions such as migraines, chest and abdominal pain, shortness of breath, burns, broken bones, open wounds, and more. 24 hours, 7 days a week with no appointment necessary. Peace of mind is important when life happens. At Doctors Hospital, we're always here just for you. Need to speak to someone? Call 949-6066.
There you go, sir. Thanks for choosing JN Money Transfer.
Boy, thanks to JN Money Transfer, I can stay right here in Cayman and pay mama bills back home in Jamaica. Her water, light, phone, and other bills never late. Every month I pay everything in one place.
Make payments to over 30 companies in Jamaica through JN Money Transfer. Fast, affordable, convenient. Call 1-800-744-1163 for details.
Ladies and gentlemen, have you heard the news? Digicel is back with exciting offers that are too good to resist. Activate one of our brand new prepaid or postpaid plans today and experience telecommunications like never before. With more data, dedicated entertainment options like Netflix, YouTube, Spotify, and endless social text data for all your favorite platforms. Digicel is here to make sure you stay connected and entertained. Whether you are on a prepaid or postpaid, you will also enjoy dedicated roaming data for the USA, Canada, and the Caribbean. It's all about value, and Digicel has got you covered.
From boat days to beach gatherings, leave the catering to Subway. Choose from small and large sandwich platters, double meat wrap platters, and top it off with optional cookie platters for dessert. Or ask about our Subway Box to Go with the option of 6-inch or foot-long sandwich, 1 cookie, and 1 bag of chips for all occasions and celebrations. Let Subway focus on the food so you can focus on the fun. Visit subway.ky for catering options. Subway. Eat fresh.
Oh, when the saints go marching in.
The Christian Association of Civics is pleased to announce that the March for Jesus will be taking place in Cayman Brac, 22nd of June 2024. Visit christian.ky for more information or call or WhatsApp 929-6657. Cayman Brac, get your shoes ready. It's the March for Jesus happening on June 22nd.
Oh, Lord, I thought to be in that number when the saints go marching in.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today. Radio Cayman Talk Today continues.
Good afternoon and welcome back to Talk Today. I'm your host this afternoon, Kathy Miller. I'm filling in for Sterling Dwayne Ebanks. And I'm just proud of myself right now for saying good afternoon and not good morning like I've been getting used to doing. So in the studio, we have from the DCFS, we have Deputy Director Rael Roberts, and we have social worker Kenroy Scaff. And we are about to introduce our special student guest in studio with us this afternoon. But before we introduce him, we're going to find out exactly why he's here. It's an awards presentation. So if, I guess, Kenroy, you're going to let us know what this award is exactly about and what the nomination criteria is.
Right. So here we, as at the department, will normally select 2 child, one from Grand Cayman and also one from Cayman Brac, right? Renomination. The different criteria that we use to select these students are the students must be successful in pursuing their personal development. The child must be has leadership potential and the ability to inspire peers and other young people. Also, be willing to contribute to the development of the communities. Dedication to excellence in academic, sports, and arts. And also be dedicated and committed to serve others.
Okay.
And I'd like to say just briefly before he reads the bio is that we did have a lot of young people who were nominated.
Right.
And that in itself, I think, is also a testament to the changes that we're trying to make on the ground when you talk about not only this month, but I know the news is it's easier for news to speak of what is bad. You know, you know, so, and I think that just a testament of the amount of applicants we got and the person that's here today, I think it's important for us to also try and overshadow that by highlighting the young people out there that are continuing to strive and do well, like our recipient this afternoon.
I love that, and I completely agree with you, and I think especially to start doing this while students are at a younger age, you know, not waiting till they're a little older and not just, you know, in sports or something that might be, I'm going to say, usually more celebrated, right? But to know in all aspects of what they're doing, whether it's academics, community service, a community leadership, like I said, your academics, it could be sports, it could be arts as well. So I think it's pretty cool to be able to honor and highlight students starting from younger age as well. So I believe it's not you that's giving the bio, right?
Yeah, it's
Oh, it is you that's giving the bio. Okay, my bad. Okay, so Kenroy, if you could please introduce and give the bio for our award-winning Grand Cayman student.
Right. So the child that was selected is none other than Drake Manderson. From Prospect Primary School, that is. Drake is well all-rounded, a 6th grade student who excel both in academically and athletically. He has demonstrated his skills and represented his school in various sports to include cricket, track and field, football, basketball, baseball, outside of the school, that is. In addition to his athletic achievements, Drake is known for his hard work and dedication in academics, always striving to give his best effort. His leadership qualities shine as he encourages and motivates his peers to do their best, both in sports and academics. Drake has also participated in the artistic realm through speech choir, showcasing his ability to collaboratively as part of the team to achieve common goals and emerge as a strong leader. This is also shown with his position as a deputy head boy, right? And I want to thank Mr. Hayden for his support, because he was also instrumental in selecting the student.
Okay.
Right.
And for our listeners, Mr. Hayden is Kemar Hayden, who's a counselor, and he has also just joined us in the studio. He's a counselor at Prospect Primary and Joanna Clark Primary Schools. So welcome to our Talk Today studios as well.
Thank you.
No problem.
Congratulations, Drake.
All right, Drake. This is your time to shine. Congratulations on winning.
Thank you very much.
How do you feel?
I feel like I'm very excited.
Yeah, of course. I'm seeing what your prize is, which is amazing, and a very beautiful award as well.
Yes, ma'am.
Congratulations. So tell us a little bit about yourself. I know we heard the bio, but how would you describe yourself to people?
Well, I'm, let's see, in academics, I'm very well. I'm one of the top students in my class in math, science, other more subjects.
Mm-hmm.
I just had a cricket match today.
Today?
Yes, ma'am.
Wow.
Before I came here, we just won 3rd place in the finals thing.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I'm very well at speaking for my school. I did choir. I did a bunch of other stuff.
Okay, excellent. So when it comes to, I guess, helping serve in the community as well, is there activities that you're involved in? Oh, so this is maybe outside
like
of your
beach
school?
cleanups.
Nice.
I've done with my school. I think that's it.
Okay. What's your favorite subject?
Math.
Wow. I definitely wasn't mine when I was around your age. Still isn't mine. And I don't know if they ever said it to you, but you do walk around with a calculator these days. But that's awesome to hear. What are your future aspirations? Do you know? I mean, I think it's an early time to say this is what I want to be, but sometimes we have an idea. Do you have an idea what you'd like to do in the future?
Well, I have a couple. I would like to be a football player.
All right.
Not like with the soccer, and another NFL player.
And an NFL player too. Okay, all right.
MLB, which is baseball.
Mm-hmm.
And I would also like to be a lawyer or a doctor.
That's excellent. I'm very proud to hear this. So you love those sports as well. So do you have a favorite sport? I mean, you played cricket today. You just mentioned you want to be an NFL, an MLB, and a professional footballer. So do you have a favorite sport?
It's in between football or baseball.
Okay. So when it comes to NFL, do you have a favorite team?
Yes, ma'am.
Who's your team? Is it the New York Giants?
No, ma'am.
Oh.
Me and my dad have supported this team for a while.
I'm going to guess.
Tampa Bay Patriots.
Oh, okay. The Tampa Bay Patriots.
It's the Bucks, Tampa Bay Bucks.
It is the Tampa Bay Bucks, but I completely know why he said Tampa Bay Patriots.
Maybe it's the Patriots.
Is that from Tom Brady when he was a quarterback? Yeah, yeah. But he's retired now, right?
Yes.
He's not coming back, right? Yeah.
Mm.
He's still your favorite. Okay, well, I'm a really big New York Giants fan, and we did beat Tom Brady twice in the Super Bowl. I just want to remind you.
Put that in
Remind you of that, although we're kind of last right now in the league, but, maybe 21st or something like that place. Something, yeah. Don't worry, we're coming back.
I'm a Dolphin guy.
I would love to say, again, just to highlight the parents of this young man. As I hear you speak, it's just important for us to understand that for a child to get to this level, to be able to communicate at this level, to be able to have a futuristic outlook on life, it starts with support. And a lot of times that support starts at home. And so I know his parents are here, and I just wanted to say congratulations for job well done so far. And it gets harder as they get older. But also, as I said, the counselor that is in studio was very instrumental, as Ken Roy stated, in shining the light for us to be able to see this individual and speak to that, because I think that's the other thing, again, as I said earlier, sometimes we just take the good and it just we accept it and it doesn't get highlighted or rewarded. So the ability for you to see that and to partake in this this award and making sure that this young man is seen, as well as the other counselors and parents who gave support in terms of submissions to the department. I want to thank them, but maybe you could talk a little bit about why you thought that he was a very good nominee for this.
Okay, so you'd have heard, Drake is everything that a young man should be. He's well-mannered, he's outspoken, in a very respectful way. He's athletic and he does his academical well. And so when I got the email and I went through my head and I gave a couple of names, I consulted with members of staff, principal of the school, and everybody unanimously, Drake Mandison is the person who could get an award in this. And so I got the call the other day from Miss Kamoya, right? Kamoya, right? And so when I got the call and she shared, in fact, when I got the email, and then I wasn't surprised. I definitely was surprised because I knew that he possessed all of those, characteristics and, qualities to receive certain award. He's an outstanding child, and his potential that he possesses as well, it will take him a lot of high places in society, I can tell you that. The skills that he owns and the abilities and characters that he has. I'm projecting a future for him to be a premier for this island. And that's not no joke, seriously, because
that could be one of his last professions here. He's got an
right.
athletic career to go.
He wants to be a lawyer, doctor, right?
Yes.
Yeah, not taking away, but the potential that he has, and the type of mannerism that this child possesses. Drake would not be on the child who pass you, or if you don't say, hey, good afternoon, and you would see him among his peers too. Is promoting positive influence among his peers, and this is a young man, right? And so when you see these things, you tend to highlight them. And thank you, DCFS, for this opportunity so that we can highlight such a young man who can be an inspiration to those in other sphere of society.
Right. Now, you said that you noticed that he has such a positive influence out there. So I was going to ask, do you see amongst his peer group at the schools, do you see that he is an influence and he is a leader in that sense, whether he knew that or not?
Yeah, and it's obvious he's one of the deputies.
He's a head boy.
Yeah, he's a head boy. And so when you're talking about monitoring in the lunch line and children in the corridors, in the hallways, Drake Madison, whether knowingly or unknowingly you come along, and you listen to how he speaks with the good posture and the command in his voice. So he's really a rounded young man, and I'm projecting, greatness for his future. All right.
Awesome. Those are great words to share. Yeah. Do you feel that you do? Do you see yourself as a young leader?
Yes, ma'am.
And do you have friends that come and might share with you? You inspire me, Drake. The things that you do inspire me.
I have a bunch of friends that would say that.
That's excellent. That's awesome. And how does that make you feel?
Very well. Very good.
Well, do you want to keep going with that in that sense?
It's just I have a bunch of friends that would say that I'm a leader to them, that I inspire them to become something like me.
I think that's a beautiful thing. Yeah. It's a great thing. It's great to be able to kind of have those abilities, especially as your counselor described, and especially from what was described in your bio as well. There's so much that you have accomplished, and hang on to that because it's hard. It can be hard as a youth, but there's so much focus, and as long as you just keep focused, time will pass. So if you can get things done and you're getting things done now, time will pass anyway. So just stay focused on the goals that you want, because you never know all the opportunities that could come your way. Congratulations on winning again. And if you have any last words you want to share with us, please do, because we got to go to a commercial break.
I don't really have nothing else to say, but thank you very much for having me here.
No problem. Nothing else to say, but we'll keep our eye on you because, as was just said, especially by your counselor, where he's expecting great things. And now that I know what you're doing, I'd love to hear more about your accomplishments in the near future. Congrats again. We got to go to our next commercial break, and when we come back, we have another awardee to recognize, correct?
Correct.
All right.
This summer, discover adventure, magic, culture, nature, and so much more with Cayman Airways. Airfares are now on sale for travel this summer between Grand Cayman and all of their international summer destinations. Visit New York, Denver, Los Angeles, Miami, Tampa, Kingston, Montego Bay, Panama, Havana, and La Ceiba. But hurry, this summer airfare sale ends June 1st. Call 949-2311, contact a travel agent, or book online at CaymanAirways.com. Make this your best summer yet with Cayman Airways.
Find your dream car with a Cayman National Vehicle Loan. Enjoy 100% financing, up to 8-year repayment, and a 7% fixed interest rate for the first 5 years. For eco-friendly cars, we'll waive your commitment fee. This only applies to new vehicles. Call 949-8300 or email lending@caymannational.com today.
From boat days to beach gatherings, Leave the catering to Subway. Choose from small and large sandwich platters, double meat wrap platters, and top it off with optional cookie platters for dessert. Or ask about our Subway box to go with the option of 6-inch or foot-long sandwich, 1 cookie, and 1 bag of chips. For all occasions and celebrations, let Subway focus on the food so you can focus on the fun. Visit subway.ky for catering options. Subway. Eat fresh.
At Doctors Hospital, we know life happens, and usually when you least expect it. So when unexpected medical issues arise, you need quality care close to home. Located in the heart of Georgetown, our accomplished team of physicians and medical staff treat minor urgent conditions such as migraines, chest and abdominal pain, shortness of breath, burns, broken bones, open wounds, and more. 24 hours, 7 days a week with no appointment necessary. Peace of mind is important when life happens. At Doctors Hospital, we're always here just for you. Need to speak to someone? Call 949-6066.
Ladies and gentlemen, have you heard the news? Digicel is back with exciting offers that are too good to resist. Activate one of our brand new prepaid or postpaid plans today and experience telecommunications like never before. With more data, dedicated entertainment options like Netflix, YouTube, Spotify, and endless social text data for all your favorite platforms. Digicel is here to make sure you stay connected and entertained. Whether you are on a prepaid or postpaid, you will also enjoy dedicated roaming data for the USA, Canada, and the Caribbean. It's all about value, and Digicel has got you covered.
Public health is the science and art of preventing disease, prolonging life, and promoting health through the organized efforts of society. Environmental health, mental health, and physical health are all public health. Cayman's new national health strategy aims to protect and promote the nation's public health outcomes, but to do this, we need to hear from you. The Ministry of Health and Wellness is now accepting feedback about healthcare in Cayman on mohfeedback@gov.ky or on gov.ky/health-wellness. Deadline is May 31st. Your opinion matters.
The Passport and Corporate Services Office is advising travelers to check their passports to ensure all is in order ahead of summer holiday travels. Travelers should check their passport validity, verify entry requirements for the destination, and apply for or renew passports and visas early. For more information, call 345-649-7678 or email passportandcorporate@gov.ky.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today. What is on your mind, Cayman?
Good afternoon and welcome back to Talk Today. I'm your host, Kathy Miller, and I'm filling in for Sterling Dwayne Ebanks today. In studio, I have with me right now from the DCFS, I have Deputy Director Rael Roberts, and we have just honored the Grand Cayman recipient for the DCFS award that they give out to students on a yearly basis, and that was to Drake Manderson. We heard from Drake just before the break, and we might be able to hear a little bit more from him just after the 1 p.m. news. But right now, we have a second awardee to announce, and Rael, I'm going to give you the honors.
Thank you. Yeah, so again, though, there's an award for Grand Cayman, and then we have an award for Cayman Brac and Little Cayman collectively. So for the Brac, the person that was selected is a year 6 student of Creek Spot Bay Primary School and has been a part of her school and Cayman Brac community. She participates in activities, events, and organizes and has been recognized for her talent. So she excels academically. She's a first place winner at the Royal Bank Spelling Bee, second place at Claudette Upton Keeley Speak Off. She assists her classmates with studies, head girl, president. She's in the church, so she has youth ministry, Pathfinders, music ministry, Sham, prayer ministry, children's prayer ministry, and she's also a child preacher. Wow. She visits the Faith Hospital and Kirkconnell Rest Home to pray, sing, and preach for the sick and the elderly. Represents the school at many functions, reading activities in the public library. This young lady has won the Gold Award for Speech at the National Children's Festival of the Arts, Gold Award for Singing, Silver Award for Steel Pan, 2 Gold Awards for singing with her group, and won many school and arts awards. So the individual that today we are honoring in this Child Month is none other than Anaya Augustine from Cayman Brac.
Woo! Congratulations to Anaya Augustine.
Congratulations, Anaya.
I understand on the phone we have Anaya's mother and also principal from Creek and Spot Bay Primary, Mrs. Juman. Good afternoon. Do we have the callers online?
Good afternoon.
Oh, we do have Anaya as well. Congratulations on winning. How are you doing today?
I'm doing really great. Thank you.
How does it feel to be awarded?
I feel very blessed by God because He was the one who expected me. He helped me to win this award.
Okay, excellent. Wonderful. Is there anything that you'd like to share with us in having been nominated for this award and to find out that you did win?
Now, I won because of all the efforts I've been trying to make throughout the school year. Now, I've been trying really hard, and I knew in my confidence that I was going to succeed.
Okay, excellent. I love that. I love that kind of confidence for sure.
Yes. Good job, Anaya, and congratulations again. We have arranged that your award will be presented at a later date. But I also wanted to say to both of you that I got a message from the Deputy Premier, Honorable Andre Ebanks, and he wanted to extend his congratulations to you both. I think, Mr. Drake, we heard that you may be the next deputy or premier, so I'm sure he's shaking in his boots that, he's about to lose his job. But him and also the ministry wanted to extend their, support behind the program, but also to you both. And the bio for Anaya was just so encompassing. I mean, I was only able to read some of it, otherwise we would have taken it all. So this is very much a special young lady. Again, I want to echo thanks to the support system she has, the parents, guardians that are around her, bringing her up in that manner, as well as the school. And I know that the school, and I don't know if it's a counselor or the principal is also online, but the individuals who were able to say, this person is shining, this person is special, this person needs to be recognized. Because I think, as we know, children always respond to gifts. At least when I was a child, I responded to a gift. And so the more we can pile the accolades on them and say, this is what we want, not only do we have that child continue to do more, but the other children become envious and they want to get the gifts too. Right. So I am really proud that there were individuals in the community who have seen these beautiful shining stars and was able to say, hey, this individual has to be recognized.
Yeah, I do believe we have, I think it was the principal that was mentioned to me online with us right now. Good afternoon. Are you there? Is it Mrs. Juman?
Good afternoon. This is Mrs. Margaret Juman, principal of Creek and Spot Bay Primary.
Thank you for joining us. If you could share any words for Anya and, the selection process and, how she is representative at Creek and Spot Bay Primary, please do so.
Anya is a very special child. She didn't have a smooth beginning like other kids. She had many challenges, but through the love, support, cooperation of her family, the school body, the members of staff from the Beacon Learning Center, the staff from Creek and Spot Bay, everybody played a role in her development. She was able to do things through the milestone one by one, and she gained her confidence. She has made us very, very proud, as I said. She had many challenges, but she overcome them. And one thing we can learn from her success story is that we never underestimate the power of any child, the power and love of parents, and the power and love of a school community in making a child to be what he or she is enabled to be. So it's through many people that Ania is what she is today. So we as a community in Cayman Brac have given Ania the capacity to grow and fly and become the accomplished lady she is. And we are very, very proud of her.
You absolutely should be, because as Rael Roberts had read from her bio, it was, and he didn't even read the whole thing. She sounds like an absolutely outstanding student and also young individual in her community. So Cayman Brac should be very, very proud for sure.
Yeah, she's a blessing. And as I said, it's when I decided to nominate her, I looked at it and I looked to see it. She was qualified in every aspect of what it asked her.
Mm-hmm.
And I realized she didn't only serve her school, she served her community, she served her church. And she has begun from a humble beginning of challenges to a very accomplished person.
I think one of the sweetest things that I heard in the bio that was read is that Anya sings to the elderly people, and sings and prays for them. And I just thought that's so sweet. I'm not there yet, but I know that I would absolutely appreciate that from a young child. So we have to go to our 1 p.m. News headlines right now, but I'm hoping that you guys can still hang on the line as we return from news headlines, because I'd like to be able to talk to you for a few more minutes, if that's okay.
That's fine.
Thank you so much. We'll go to the 1 p.m.
Congrats, congrats, Mrs. Drummond.
Thank you.
Congratulations, and I'm surprised how much you've done for your school and all the elderly people. I'd like to say a big congratulations to you and good job.
Thank you, Drake. Awesome. So with that, we're going to go to our 1 p.m. news headlines, and when we come back, we'll continue talking to both of the awardees here today.
We are Radio Cayman,
covering Cayman Brac, Little Cayman, and Grand Cayman.
1 in a million. From Radio Cayman's newsroom, this is Headlines. Local, regional, international news.
The Headline News is brought to you by Kirk Market and Health Services Authority.
With your latest headlines, I'm April Cummings. The Ministry of Education and Department of Education confirmed the presence of asbestos-containing materials at the Cayman Islands Further Education Center. They also note the materials were found to be in good condition and, quote, pose no immediate health risk as long as they remained undisturbed. In a joint statement, government said there had been transparency with the school's principal, teachers, and parents. Plans are already in the works to move SciFec to a new campus in July 2024. In international headlines, as high-stake elections approach in the U.S. and the European Union, publicly available artificial intelligence tools can be easily weaponized to turn out convincing election lies in the voices of leading political figures. This according to a digital civil rights group today. Researchers at the Washington, D.C.-based Center for Countering Digital Hate tested 6 of the most popular AI voice cloning tools to see if they would generate audio clips of 5 false statements about elections in the voices of 8 prominent American and European politicians. In a total of 240 tests, the tools generated convincing voice clones in 193 cases, about 80% of the time. A blistering heat wave has killed at least 14 people, including 10 election officials in eastern India, with temperatures soaring up to 122 degrees Fahrenheit in parts of the country. The week-long heat wave has forced schools to close at several places and raised the risk of heat stroke for outdoor laborers. The heat wave came as hundreds of millions of Indians have been voting in a 6-week-long general election, increasing health risks as they waited in long lines to cast their ballots. The 7th and final round of voting will be held on Saturday. The counting of votes takes place on June 4th. Those are your headlines. I'm April Cummings.
More news available at www.radiocayman.gov.ky. Check out our social media pages: Facebook, YouTube, X, formerly Twitter, Radio Cayman Headline News.
When you have a sports or fitness-related injury, trust the expertise of the HSA's Sports and Exercise Medicine Clinic to get you back in the game. Our internationally trained and certified physicians specialize in sports traumatology, sports medicine, pain management, and orthopedic surgery. For treatment of common injuries such as tendonitis, arthritis, tennis elbow, rotator cuff, or knee tears, schedule a consultation with the Sports and Exercise Medicine Clinic at Smith Road Medical Center by calling 949-8600 or visit hsa.ky for more information.
At Kirk Market, it's so easy to eat well and find healthy options. With their fresh veggies from local farmers, hormone-free chicken, local seafood, and grass-fed meats, Kirk Market has delicious, quality food at the best prices. And you must check out their fresh salad bar, hot bar, and med bar for daily healthy options on the go. Their delicious dishes are made with fresh, high-quality ingredients such as prime meats and organic veggies. Eating great is important to me. That's why Kirk Market is my store. Kirk Market. Eat well, live well, and shop happy.
Captain Charles Christopher Bush, 1864 to 1942. Captain Charles Christopher Bush was known to be one of the best turtle fishing pilots around the Nicaraguan coast, especially at man-of-war Keys. He was the owner of 2 vessels, the Goldfish and the Diamond, and part owner of the Express, as well as captain. He employed a lot of local seamen who all liked to work on his vessels because of his honesty. After the Diamond was lost in the 1932 hurricane, Captain Bush was always in demand by other vessel owners for his skills in catching turtle. He was in partnership with J.S. Webster and in charge of what is known today as the Webster's Estate and Smith-Bacadere, Smith Cove, for more than 25 years. Colleagues urged him to acquire it by quiet possession, but he refused to do so. Just before his death, he notified Mr. Webster that he wanted to give it back, and he did. Captain Bush was married to Annie Elizabeth Nee Radon and the father of 10 children.
Discover your dream home with Cayman National's home loan. Get up to 95% financing, repayment up to 40 years, and just a 0.5% commitment fee. Your interest rate? Depending on your risk factors, it'll be fixed or variable. Plus, you get a pre-approved credit card. This is a limited time offer. Dial 949-8300 or email lending@caymannational.com today.
At Doctors Hospital, we know life happens, and usually when you least expect it. So when unexpected medical issues arise, you need quality care close to home. Located in the heart of Georgetown, our accomplished team of physicians and medical staff treat minor urgent conditions such as migraines, chest and abdominal pain, shortness of breath, burns, broken bones, open wounds, and more. 24 hours, 7 days a week with no appointment necessary. Peace of mind is important when life happens. At Doctors Hospital, we're always here just for you. Need to speak to someone? Call 949-6066.
The mission of the National Conservation Council and the Department of Environment has worked to protect and conserve the unique plants, animals, and habitats that make the Cayman Islands so special. Learn more at conservation.ky.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today. What is on your mind, Cayman?
Good afternoon and welcome back to Radio Cayman's Talk Today program. I'm Kathy Miller, filling in for Sterling Dwayne Ebanks this afternoon. We are talking with the Department of Children and Family Services. I have in studio with me Deputy Director Rael Roberts, and we have just awarded 2 students that the department gives out every year, an award that really recognizes outstanding students, not only just within their schools, but also within their community. And those recipients are Drake Manderson from Prospect Primary and Anya Augustine from Creek and Spot Bay Primary. Both are Year 6 students. I hope that we still have Anya and I believe her principal on the phone. We do, right, Paul?
Yeah.
All right, we do. Anya, thank you so much for still being with us. And I wanted to ask you, because I got to ask Drake a couple of questions like this as well, but I wanted to ask you, there's so many activities that you do that you're part of, especially in your community as well. Is there anything that's more of a favorite for you, something that you enjoy doing the most?
Well, what I enjoy doing, I enjoy reading, but one of my most favorite books of all is the Bible, because I learn more about God while reading it. It makes me feel better in any kind of situation.
And you're a youth preacher, right?
Yeah.
How did you get in? How did that even come to you that you said, you know what, I want to be a youth preacher?
Yes. Well, I know that God has guaranteed me to be his preacher. I know that God has given me the opportunity for me to show others to be more like God.
Okay, excellent. Now, within school, I asked Drake what his favorite subject was, but do you have a favorite?
I have a favorite, science.
Science is yours. Okay, nice. And do you have any idea what you'd like to do later on in a career for yourself?
Yes, I would like to be a doctor. And I've even also considered that I will be a professor to teach others about how to be a doctor, about teaching them about the science that they're going to learn.
Well, I love that. So it looks like you have a STEM career ahead of you for sure. That's excellent. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. Is there anything that you would like to leave our listeners with, that you'd like to let our listeners know about you?
Well, what I'd like them to know about me is that I am a young lady, a follower of Jesus Christ. I attend some church services, Monday morning worships, and Wednesday night services. I lead out in almost every single song service in them. And I am a Seventh-day Adventist.
Okay.
I attend the Creek Seventh-day Adventist Church.
Okay.
That's a church that I normally attend. And also, another thing I like to share about me is that I am a very studious girl. I often wake up in mornings and do my individual worship, and then I go to have my family worship afterwards. And also, we have this routine. Every single night before I go to bed, I always have my worship with my family. And every morning when I wake up, I always pray to God first. Like, as my mom says, greet the Godhead.
Well, that's beautiful. I think that's wonderful. Thank you for sharing a little bit more about yourself. And, I hope that you inspire more youth around you to follow in your footsteps.
Okay.
And continue to stay on the path that you're on right now. It's a beautiful path. Thank you for sharing with us.
Thank you, Miss. And I'd also like to thank God for giving me the opportunity to win this award. Thank you.
Thank you. Mrs. Juman, did you have any final words that you would like to share with our listeners as well?
What I would like to share is that we must never underestimate the power of our children, that with love, support, guidance, being there for them, saying the right thing, using every opportunity for teachable moments, every child will be able to achieve his or her full potential. That's what the Creek and Spotway community has offered Ania. And I also want to say that thanks to our SSIO, out of whom the Beacon Learning Center was able to be created, along with the minister then, who is the Honorable Premier, Mrs. Juliana O'Connor Connolly's help, and the DES support, that we got a version of what it's like the Lighthouse. In that humble beginning is where Ania began with. Even though brilliant, there were lots of challenges, as I said. And I want to reiterate in that we should never, ever say that a child cannot do anything, because with the right support, any child can achieve. So thank you for this opportunity. And I would like to say thank you for what you offer the students for the DCFS, for the award and the opportunity to showcase not only academic students, but those students who are all-rounders.
You're welcome. You're welcome. It is an honor. I say we've been doing this since 1997 across the island. This is the first time we've done it on air, and I'm feeling like this might be a new thing that needs to happen, because, as I said, I just really believe as a community, and echoing what was said, that we need to highlight the good to overshadow some of the news that we normally hear. And just listening to the bios of both of these individuals, and it's funny I've read them, but now hearing them in their own voices, it is quite a testament to the young people that we have coming up. And as I said, the number of applicants we got, that made it quite difficult to select these two. These aren't just the two stars out there. We have a constellation of young people out there. So the department definitely will take all the support so we could highlight every single one of them. So if you feel like you want us to highlight every single individual out there that is doing well like these two, then let us know, because there's a lot. There's a lot. I mean, as I said, we sometimes think there isn't, but there is a lot of individuals out there, and as you said, that love math and love science and wants to be doctors, and I mean, those are things that I applaud, because I still don't love math or science or.
Definitely not math. Definitely not math over here. I've yet to use the Pythagorean theorem. I don't even know if that's what it's called anymore. But anyways, I'd also like to thank you again to Anya and Miss Juman for joining us on Talk Today this afternoon. Also, who has joined us in studio, and he's been waiting patiently, I'd like to thank Mr. Jeffrey Pindling. He is Drake's teacher at Prospect Primary. But he's a teacher at Prospect Primary, but specifically Drake's teacher. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Please share with us your thoughts in Drake getting this award, what he's like to have as a student, all those great things you have to say.
Drake has been an inspiration. He is an astute student in class. He is willing, obedient. He is a natural leader. And leadership isn't just about management. It's about inspiration. Drake inspires his peers. And I think...
I told you.
yes, he does. Yeah. Yes, he does. And I think he has much more to give. This is just the beginning. And this award, I'm sure, is going to act as an inspiration to the students at school. They too would want to be in studio to receive something like this. And I look forward to coming back here to celebrate with other students. Hopefully, maybe we can broaden the scope, sir. I'm not sure. But yes, it is. And at Prospect, we are committed to excellence. And Drake has been excelling, and we look forward to continue to cheering him on to higher heights.
Great words, very nice words. Drake, how does it feel? I know I asked you earlier, but you have your counselor here, you have your teacher here, you have your parents here, you have an amazing support system. How does it feel just to hear these words?
Very happy. I feel very happy because I have people that is helped me to come here. So I'm thankful that I have my parents, my teachers, and all of my friends that led me to here. So I'm very happy.
Okay, excellent.
You know, it's funny. I just want to say quickly, and I heard the counselor speak of it, but and I maybe on TV you can see it, but looking at this young man, right? And just how, I mean, most young people nowadays are head down in an app or a phone. And
you were in your phone, right?
I was.
He wasn't even in
Unfortunately, I have to still work. But this young man, in answering the question just a while ago, looked you straight in the eye, sat up, was clear, articulate. I mean, those are things that I must say, I mean, for me personally, I am impressed. And I just wanted to be able to say that across the radio waves so others understand that is not just, you know, you're doing things behind the scene, but just how you carry yourself. Even in here, as you speak, everybody starts to kind of smile. Yeah. It's infectious, you know, and the department, the ministry, definitely wish you all the success in your endeavors as you move forward. And we hope that we can continue to expand this so that, as I said, we can reach and highlight more students out there that need to be highlighted in our community.
I'm going to tease you with this question right now, Drake. But after you heard all of Anya's accomplishments as well, especially youth pastor, did you mentally make a note like, oh, this is something else I can try to achieve? Yes.
Yes.
I had to tease you with that one.
He's quite capable.
I have no doubt. Yeah, I have no doubt. I want to say thank you again for joining us on Talk Today this afternoon, and We're going to go to our next commercial break, and then I'm going to wrap up with Rael a little bit more about Child's Month and to thank all the partners and sponsors that were involved. But congratulations again, Drake, and congratulations again, Anya, and thank you for her for Drake's teacher and counselor, and for his parents as well for joining us in studio today.
The Economics and Statistics Office is currently conducting the annual business surveys until June 14th. The surveys seek to collect information needed to answer these questions. How did the economy perform in 2023? In 2023, how much did foreign companies invest in the Cayman Islands? The surveys include all relevant entities that produce goods and services in the Cayman Islands. The surveys are confidential under the Statistics Act and are exempt from the Freedom of Information Act. Your response matters. Do your part. Fill out and return your survey forms to the ESO. Remember, better data, better decisions, better business. For assistance in filling out the forms or for more information, visit www.eso.ky or call 244-4676 or 244-4600.
This summer, discover adventure, magic, culture, nature, and so much more with Cayman Airways. Airfares are now on sale for travel this summer. Visit New York, Denver, Los Angeles, Miami, Tampa, Kingston, Montego Bay, Panama, Havana, and La Ceiba. But hurry, sale ends June 1st. Call 949-2311, contact a travel agent, or book online at CaymanAirways.com. Make this your best summer yet with Cayman Airways.
Find your dream car with a Cayman National Vehicle Loan. Enjoy 100% financing, up to 8-year repayment, and a 7% fixed interest rate for the first 5 years. For eco-friendly cars, we'll waive your commitment fee. This only applies to new vehicles. Call 949-8300 or email lending@caymannational.com today.
Your dream home starts with a vision, and often inspiration is at the heart of that vision. Brand Source Home Gallery's in-house designers are here to help bring your vision to life. Whether you're remodeling or building a new home, Brand Source Home Gallery is your one-stop solution. Explore their kitchen cabinets, sinks, faucets, bath fixtures, tubs, vanities, and more. Let Brand Source's designers help and inspire you with your next project. Call 623-5000 and schedule an appointment with a design expert at Brand Source Home Gallery, Dorsey Drive, Industrial Park, serving Cayman for 50 years.
Now, more than ever, supporting your immune system is crucial to helping your body fight off illnesses like the common cold, the flu, and COVID-19. At ValueMed Pharmacy on Walkers Road and in Buttontown, we carry all the essential vitamins and minerals to help support your immune system and improve your overall health. Some of our top immunity support picks are vitamin C, vitamin D, zinc, elderberry, and quercetin are the popular 7-in-1 immunity support. Our pharmacists are always on hand to help guide you and answer any questions. Visit ValueMed Pharmacy on Walkers Road or Buttontown. Live happy, live healthy with ValueMed Pharmacy.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today. What is on your mind, Cayman?
Good afternoon and welcome back to Talk Today. I'm Kathy Miller, filling in for Sterling Duane Banks. We just had a great session with some students who are awarded by the DCFS on being outstanding students and leaders within the community. And those were both Year 6 students, Drake Manderson from Prospect Primary and Anya Augustine from Creek and Spot Bay Primary in Cayman Brac. And I'm here still with Rael Roberts, Deputy Director for the DCFS. And we do have a comment that came in via WhatsApp. And the comment was asking if we can name the parents of the students. And I believe I only got Drake's mom's name. And I think it was Miss Jackie. And she has left, so I can't get, the rest of the info. I believe Drake's dad was here as well, but I didn't get his name, so... and I do not know the names for Anya's parents as well. But yes, if we had it, we would share it.
Yeah.
Definitely big up the parents there. We were thanking them and bigging them up as well. Right, Rael?
We are. And as I said, it's very important that the support system, parents, guardians, we heard a lot from Anna in terms of her faith in church, as well as, the teachers that were in studio. So we know that it's not just the children, every child comes out, I think, as a blank slate. And depending on the environmental factors in terms of the support system and the people and places that they are, helps to contribute to the individuals they can become. And as I said, the department has always been, Department of Children and Family Services has always been about making sure that our children are safe. And sometimes it's not just safe from predators or negative things, but safe in terms that they will have a positive future, making sure that we equip them. Education is important, as well as just social education to be able to move forward.
Yes, and I just like the idea of celebrating people.
Yes.
I was talking to Dwayne, host of the show, a couple days ago, and he said, because Dwayne went on vacation for himself, this time. And usually when he does his vacations and takes his time off, it's generally, from my knowledge, it's usually always for his family, something in support of his family or definitely in support of his children.
Right.
So when they have their holiday breaks, school breaks, he tries to align it with them so he can just be there as much as possible for his children. And this is the first time in all my years of working with Dwayne that I know that he has taken a vacation for himself, and I was blown away. And,
oh wow!
So I'm very proud of him. But he said, how he was raised was also in that sense just to be very humble, and he's not used to I guess bigging himself up to celebrate himself. And I'm very much for celebrating self and celebrating others. I think it's so important. Yes, be humble to an extent, but I don't know why this kind of train of thought came, and I don't know if it's a generational train of thought that was, don't celebrate yourself and just be thankful and humble, but don't really celebrate anything. Don't make too much of a big deal of yourself. And I'm like, I don't know. After COVID and everything, I think that we should just celebrate every opportunity that we can.
And I think we should. I mean, many of us are raised to think outside, how we see, to take care of others, to make sure that others are okay, but internally not necessarily to take care of ourselves. So that's really a good thing. I really would like to highlight our sponsor in terms of this project. One of the sponsors that came on board was the credit union. They heard about the Child Month activities that we were doing, and were one of the first people to jump on board and say, hey, how can we help? How can we sponsor? And they gave us a financial sponsorship that helped to assist throughout the program. And so I think it would be remiss of me not to highlight them, because this is all possible because of sponsorship, because of the dedication of the social workers, the social work team that helped to put it together, the community that came on board. So one of the things is the Ministry of Youth came on board, and they helped us with the Youth Symposium as well as the Teen Panel. I know that FRC and churches, the National Gallery, RCIP School Volunteers, the Youth Development Consortium that put on the district trainings for us, the social workers that led a lot of the youth groups. So there was a lot that went throughout this month, encouraging people to challenge themselves to change, to challenge children to change, to challenge our community to change for our children. Just making sure that we are aware that within all of us, we have the power to implement and invoke change that is meaningful throughout our society. Yes, there are things that are changing in our society, but we can guide how that change happens. We can really, I believe, create a positive impact. And as I said, seeing these and hearing these two young people, I mean, I was super impressed today. And that, I think, is the cherry for the department, to be able to know that we could select two, because that's all we could afford to select at this point in time, but that they are two of a representation of children, not only in Grand Cayman, Brac, but Little Cayman also, that are doing wonderful things out there, and also being a part of the change that we would like to see in our communities. So I'm very, very happy on behalf of the director, Ms. Mendoza-Williams, and the department to be a part of this.
I love it. Beautifully said, especially, when it comes to helping guide the change.
Correct.
And just helping build our future. So we've always heard that saying it takes a village to raise a child, right? And it absolutely does. There's so many facets of the community, so many kind of different networks within the community that it takes to help raise our youth and to help to guide us. We can't do it alone.
We can't.
As much as being a teenager, sometimes, man, I got this. I don't need anybody's help.
True.
But we live and learn.
Yeah, and I encourage everyone to not just make it about me. I mean, May is Child Month, so there'll be another May next year, and we'll have another push. But to make it for the rest of the year, for the rest of your life. Just as I said, I remember when the community took care of me as a child. And sometimes I ask myself personally if I'm doing enough to take care of the next little child. Because, I mean, when I was growing up, it wasn't unheard of for an adult to pull you aside and chastise you, discipline, say something, encourage you, all that sort of stuff. And I think we need to get back to that, to being able to speak to our children and just offer words of whether it's words of comfort, encouragement, or if need be, words of chastisement in a nice way that allows them to stay on the path that we want them to be on.
Oh, great words. I do know that before I ask you for any final words you might want to say, I don't know if that was your final words, but we did get the names of the parents. Oh. So thank you to Paul for sending me a WhatsApp on that. So Drake's parents are William and Jacqueline Manderson, and Anya's parents are Thomas and Rhoda Augustine.
There you go. And definitely congratulations to those parents. In terms of final words, as I said, the department does this every year. May is Child Month, so May 1st, we'll be doing it again. So there's a lot of activities. There's room for sponsorship. You can either contact the department or the ministry. But again, just saying congratulations to all of those who were a part of this initiative, all of those that I know did the work out there in the community that didn't get to come on the radio today and say that I did this or did that. All the runner-ups, the young runner-ups that I got applications for, and those I didn't, that now will apply for next year. Congratulations, continue to do the good work, and let us continue to support our youth in the community.
All right, well said. Thank you so much, Rael, for joining me this afternoon. And I'm very excited, right before we go to the commercial break, up next we have the Miss Universe Cayman Islands contestants. And chairwoman, we're going to hear directly from these contestants. There's a whole bunch of beautiful women in the lobby just waiting to come on in here, and I can't wait to speak to them and hear what's going on with Miss Universe Cayman Islands coming up next.
When it comes to weekly meal prep, I trust Kirk Market to provide the best value for quality proteins. The butchers at Kirk Market are super helpful. They always slice my steaks perfectly. Kirk Market has everything I need for healthy and flavorful protein-packed meals. From lean cuts of CAB choice beef, tender CAB prime beef, the juiciest pork, and all-natural hormone-free poultry, to their seafood section with everything from fresh local snapper to omega-3 rich salmon. I choose Kirk Market for the highest quality proteins to support my healthy lifestyle. Kirk Market. Eat well, live well, and discover a world of choice.
Father's Day is coming. Shopping is even easier with the return of Rockaway Weekend in celebration of our island's fathers. 2 events featuring Sanchez live in concert and Del Cita in The Real Wife, all at the Lion Center. Sanchez takes the stage Friday, June 14th and Del Cita on Sunday, June 16th. Gates open at 7:30 p.m. Get your tickets for the Rockaway Father's Day Weekend at eventpro.ky, Winner's Circle, Mango Tree, Welly's Cool Spot, Funky Times, and Four Winds Esso. For more information, call 927-1645.
Let me tell you something. I've been fishing our island since I was a boy, and it's getting harder and harder to get a good catch. Maybe it's because there are so many more people in Cayman than ever before. Maybe it's because of how the climate is changing. I don't know about that, but I do know that I want to be able to keep fishing and teach my children to fish one day as well. So it makes sense to me that we have certain areas and certain times of the year to fish for certain things. It feels unfair not to be allowed to fish where my dad had taught me to fish, but I know that being patient now means we can keep fishing for many more generations. We're all in this together, right?
For more info, download the Cayman DOE app or visit doe.ky.
Today is World Foster Parent Day, held annually on the 31st of May. Foster Parent Day is a global initiative that started in 2018 and is growing each year. Today, we want to highlight and thank all the families and individuals who have raised their hand to care for children who need a safe and loving home. Foster care can be challenging, but it is also extremely rewarding and fulfilling to see you as a carer make a life-changing difference in a child's life. and to see a child heal, trust, and reach their full potential. Today, we want to celebrate and thank all the carers in our organisation and around the world who have opened their homes and hearts to care for children who need someone to care for them and be there for them unconditionally. The department is always looking for more foster carers, so if you think you would be able to provide a safe and loving home for a child, please reach out to us on 949-0290 or email dcfsfostercare@dcfs.gov.ky or come to see us in person at our offices at 87 Mary Street in Georgetown. Thank you.
At Doctors Hospital, we know life happens, and usually when you least expect it. So when unexpected medical issues arise, you need quality care close to home. Located in the heart of Georgetown, our accomplished team of physicians and medical staff treat minor urgent conditions such as migraines, chest and abdominal pain, shortness of breath, burns, broken bones, open wounds, and more. 24 hours, 7 days a week with no appointment necessary. Peace of mind is important when life happens. At Doctors Hospital, we're always here just for you. Need to speak to someone? Call 949-6066.
This summer, discover adventure, magic, culture, nature, and so much more with Cayman Airways. Airfares are now on sale for travel this summer. Visit New York, Denver, Los Angeles, Miami, Tampa, Kingston, Montego Bay, Panama, Havana, and La Ceiba. But hurry, sale ends June 1st. Call 949-2311, contact a travel agent, or book online at CaymanAirways.com. Make this your best summer yet with Cayman Airways.
Radio Cayman Talk Today continues.
Good afternoon. Welcome back to Talk Today. Did y'all hear me say, I guess we're just going to wing it, but you heard me now. I'm your host, Kathy Miller. Welcome back to Talk Today. I'm filling in for Sterling Dwayne Ebanks this afternoon, and yes, I let the cat out of the bag. Dwayne did go on a vacation for himself this time, so I'm very happy. I know where he went, but it's when he returns, he's going to have to tell you all about his adventures, and boy, he's a lucky man, because I wish I was going there myself. In this segment of Talk Today, I am welcoming the Miss Universe Cayman Islands contestants, as well as the National Director, Miss Derry Lee. Good afternoon, ladies. How are you all doing today?
Good.
All right, I'm going to say I've got... going around the table, I've got, I don't want to say from my left, I don't know what the cameras are doing. So anyways, right beside me, I have Reagan Ruddy. Beside Reagan, we have Brianna Wilson. And then we have Erin Broderick. We have Janae Rambaran. We have Tracy Campbell. Then we have Derry, that's in the middle of this all. And then following Derry, we have Tia McLaughlin. So, ladies, a lot to say. This is a full studio. We have ladies sharing mics. We had to pile on the chairs as fast as I could to get to, to begin our segment as fast as we can. But I think I'm going to start with you, Derry, because I know that you've got a couple of engagements that you've got to attend to. So August 31st is pageant day.
It is. And I want to say thank you for having us here at Radio Cayman. It's always a great supporter. And we have 6 of our beautiful contestants here. 6 of the 7, beautiful contestants that are vying for the title of Miss Universe Cayman Islands this year, and we're all very excited. As you can see, they're all very beautiful, and they're just all very talented and very versatile in their own way. So we're definitely going to bring it on the 31st of August at the Westin, and there are a lot of they have quite a journey ahead. There's lots of activities, lots of training going on, and just a lot of grooming, I guess, to prepare them for that night. And it's always, I guess, such a reward for us within the organization to see them, when these contestants, when they join the pageant and just evolve into, just beautiful lady on stage. I can't say young anymore because obviously it's opened up to all ages now. But
We're all
we
so
see that.
young, Derry.
Yeah, we see that. Yeah, we see that transition and that transformation. That's always so rewarding for us. And I guess so August 31st, that's where it's going to happen, and we're gonna one of these beautiful ladies will be crowned at the Westin and go on and represent us at the Miss Universe pageant.
Yeah, if I'm allowed to say, I think this is one of our most competitive years.
I believe so.
I think so.
Well.
So
yes.
the the ladies that have stepped up this year. It's going to be a great year for you. Big competition, but in a sense, you know, it's a lot about the camaraderie within the group that's here as well. So I can't wait to see what's going to happen on pageant night for sure. And just leading up, it's all the events that lead up to the pageant. That's amazing to me.
And this year our platform is the Cayman Heart Foundation.
Okay.
And the theme of our pageant is Hearts of the Universe. It's going to be really amazing.
Okay. The theme is Hearts of the Universe?
Hearts of the Universe, yes.
Okay, I like that. Can you tell us how the eligibility requirements have changed for this year and what kind of prompted that?
Well, I guess because the Miss Universe organization now has a new administration, it's a new, the new owners really. And with that obviously comes changes. You know, everyone, whenever it's a growing period, even within an organization, whenever there's new ownership. You know, people will come in with their own ideas and you know, the pageant industry has evolved tremendously over the past, I would say, maybe 3 years, maybe, you know, because of, you know, it's just constantly evolving to now where with the Miss Universe organization, obviously it's opened up to all ages. And
it is all ages. It doesn't actually stop at a certain age anymore.
No. So
wow. So
if you're 100 and you can still rock it, then yes, obviously you can enter. And as well, married women and women with children can enter as well. And so this year we have, she's not here, Belinda Ebanks Grant. She's the married woman that's making history in the Cayman Islands, obviously entering the pageant for this year.
Mary, and I think she has children as well. Am I wrong? Or
yes,
am I right?
yes,
yeah,
yes.
And okay.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, she has.
I like that it's opened up in that sense. So as you say, it has evolved.
Yeah,
I like that.
It gives
I think
everyone that opportunity, like for people that may, or women that may have missed out, you know, when they were away in university or raising kids, they now have that shot at,
right,
you know, fulfilling this dream if this was always their passion.
Exactly. And being married or having children or being of a certain age shouldn't be, I want to say a punishment. Punishment's kind of a harsh word, but it shouldn't be a reason why you can't be allowed to enter a pageant.
Absolutely. So. And I think sometimes when women, you know, they complete university and they get married and they have kids and they get this nice house and then they feel like, okay, then what next?
Yeah.
You know, what else do I do with my life? And we find with the mental health issues in our community and globally, I think even within the pageant world, we've seen suicides where they feel like this is it, you know, giving up my crown as well. So we have to constantly set goals for ourselves. And I think this is obviously a great opportunity here locally for women that want to aspire for more, you know. Yeah.
Did you have I want to say a record number of applications for this year?
Yes, we had 14.
Okay.
And that was a record number. And then we had, you know, some come back. They wanted to finish university, or there was some personal issue. But they're coming back next year.
Okay,
you know.
great.
So, yeah, that was a record number for us.
So you don't have to cap necessarily the number of entrants that we do get. Okay.
No.
Okay, excellent.
Well, you know, you have some countries, they have maybe 50, you know, some of the larger countries. And
but their
they
population
have their
is so
prelims where they actually then eliminate to 10,
right,
you know,
okay.
which is kind of what we, that's sort of like a good year for us, you know.
Okay, excellent. All right, so I guess I'm gonna. If there's anything else you wanted to share that's new with the pageant this year, then okay, all right.
For these beautiful young ladies.
Okay, well, thank you so much, Derry, for giving us that information, the update, and how the pageant has changed for sure. Yeah. Well, actually, before you do go, our current reigning Miss Universe Cayman Islands, Miss Iliane Powery,
it was amazing,
absolutely amazing.
Yes.
What would you say, I guess, for you and for her, some of the highlights that she's experienced over this past year?
Well, I think the main highlight is for her to represent us at the Miss Universe pageant on the world stage. That was certainly a highlight. I know that she had a goal to just basically get into all the schools to talk about bullying, and that's certainly a dream that she's fulfilling. And I think she's already done her first round and she's on her second round. So that's also a highlight because bullying is such a huge issue here in the Cayman Islands. So, and she has a great presentation on that. You know, we went over to the sister islands as well. She was able to, and that was probably another main highlight, you know, just sort of engage with the people over there that just welcomed her and were so warm. And she visited the schools and the hospital over there, the Colonel's retirement home. and the museum, the Heritage House over there. Like, it was really a packed few days, but it was really amazing. And so, I think that, and she could probably tell you a whole lot more what her highlights are. But for me, I think those were the main highlights, and just being able to engage with people and, just bring that sort of passion and spirit of community.
I love as well how she does share on her social media platforms, because she has an international audience. It's not just a local audience. So I love how she'll take some Caymanian words and Caymanian slang
her personality
and break it down.
just draw you in.
Yes, She doesn't. I'm going to say hide that part of her.
Right.
So sometimes you'll find people will kind of tuck away their accent or something else, and no, absolutely not. She's fully authentically who she is.
She is.
And she shows that, and I absolutely love that.
Yes.
It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
We're going to go to a commercial break in just a minute, and then after the commercial break, I'll get into speaking with all the ladies individually here. But this is such a great pageant for us. It's one of my most favorite events that happen throughout the year in Cayman. I think it's such a beautiful thing. I have so much fun. So it's gotten me into other pageants because I'm so... It just, when you meet the girls at this level, and then you're like, okay,
and I always say it's not just
pageants,
a
it's
beauty
amazing.
pageant, it's so much more. It's an
Way
opportunity for them to further their education, to network and just build relationships. I've seen job opportunities come along, for some of our contestants. It's just a threshold to their future, really.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But support-wise, when it comes to support for the organization, are you getting enough support? Do you feel like you could use definitely more?
Always.
It's a hard thing to do.
Always. I mean, because it's so much that we want to do, and obviously funds will limit that, the amount of funds. But we're very grateful for the Ministry of Tourism and the Ministry of Border Control, for continuing. There are two main sponsors for continuing to sponsor and believe in us, and also for Cayman Airways, Radio Cayman, like yourself, Compass Media, King Sports Center, Kirk Freeport. They're sponsoring one of the contestants this year, but they've also been a very strong supporter over the years as well. There are probably more that I have missed, but we're very grateful for the sponsorship, and we can always do, so email us at misskaymaninfo@gmail.com if you're interested in, I'm not sure if and you could probably correct me with that, if some of the contestants may still need sponsorship, if you wish to provide additional sponsorship to them, or even the pageant this year, we'd be grateful for that, because you are, when you actually take that leap to support us, you're actually supporting a Caymanian woman that's, going to eventually become a role model, if not already, in the community.
And what was that email once more?
It's misskaymaninfo@gmail.com.
Okay, so if any of our listeners out there are listening and can lend some bit more hand of a support, I'm going to say preferably monetary support.
Yes, absolutely.
Definitely do email misskaymaninfo at, did you say gmail.com?
Gmail.com.
Got my mind already at gmail.com. All right. Thank you so much, Miss Derry. We're going to go to a commercial break, and then when we come back, we're going to hear from the 6 contestants that we have in studio with us.
Public health is the science and art of preventing disease, prolonging life, and promoting health through the organized efforts of society. Environmental health, mental health, and physical health are all public health. Cayman's new national health strategy aims to protect and promote the nation's public health outcomes, but to do this, we need to hear from you. The Ministry of Health and Wellness is now accepting feedback about healthcare in Cayman on mohfeedback@gov.ky or on gov.ky/health-wellness. Deadline is May 31st. Your opinion matters.
Discover your dream home with Cayman National's home loan. Get up to 95% financing, repayment up to 40 years, and just a 0.5% commitment fee. Your interest rate? Depending on your risk factors, it'll be fixed or variable. Plus, you get a pre-approved credit card. This is a limited time offer. Dial 949-8300 or email lending@caymannational.com today.
Thinking about what to do on this hot summer day for little or no cost to you? Head over to the new Shoreline iMap to find the closest public shoreline access point. Then grab your sunscreen and head to the shore. Use the new Shoreline iMap today at gov.ky/shoreline.
Start your day in the know. Don't miss a beat. Radio Cayman's 7 a.m. news keeps you informed every Monday through Saturday at 7 a.m. Brought to you by Cayman National, proudly serving the Cayman Islands since 1974.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today. What is on your mind, Cayman?
Good afternoon and welcome back to Radio Cayman's Talk Today. I'm Kathy Miller, filling in for Sterling Dwayne Ebanks, and I'm talking with the contestants for the Miss Universe Cayman Islands competition. So we are going to be crowning a whole new Miss Universe Cayman Islands on August 31st at the Westin this year. And we have in studio right now 6 beautiful women, along with our national director, also beautiful, Derry Lee. And one of the contestants said, hey, Derry, you know, maybe next year you could consider joining. So I'm going to start with Reagan, who's to my immediate left. Good afternoon, Reagan. How you doing?
Thank you for having us. We're so happy to be here.
I'm happy to have you guys here. I love talking about this. So I guess I'm probably going to ask everybody this. So now some of you in the end are going to be like, okay, I've got time to think about this. But I'm sure you've all thought about this. It's easy. But what prompted you to enter the competition this year?
For as long as I can remember as a little girl, I've truly always wanted to do Miss Cayman, and my dreams growing up were to represent Cayman in the Olympics and then become Miss Cayman. But I wanted to go to University of Florida, and so when I graduated or had the plan to graduate, I said, this is my year, this is when I have to do it. I've just always recognized how important it is to be a positive role model, especially coming from a small island, and the opportunity that Miss Cayman presents us to give back to the community, to be a good role model, and to inspire, especially young Caymanians, to go after their dreams.
Okay, awesome. And Miss Brianna?
Well, for me, I'm the opposite of Reagan. So I never considered entering pageant life at all. I've been away for the last 10 plus years in my 20s. And when I moved back, I just had this strong urge to want to take all my experiences and all the education that I've learned abroad back to Cayman and, you know, bring it back into the community however I can. And so the Miss Cayman opportunity presented itself. And for me, it was just a lot more about the role that comes with it, the year that follows it. I really liked the idea of being able to inject myself back in the community for an entire year. Whereas the beauty part of it is sort of like a cherry on top add-on,
right?
The pageant side. But for me, it's a lot more about using my platform, which is highlighting the creative arts in Cayman and diving into that scene and seeing how I can elevate the landscape.
Okay, 10 years. Where were you for the 10 years?
I was mainly in London.
Okay, in London. All right. And Miss Erin.
Yes, thank you for having us, of course. I have always wanted to be Miss Cayman. I think the opportunity to be an ambassador for this island is an incredible chance to put Cayman on a global stage. Being an ambassador, of course, but also representing our platform this year, which is Cayman Heart Foundation. My personal platform is Alzheimer's and dementia.
Okay.
So I have the honor of representing my beautiful grandmother, Celeste Broderick.
Okay.
She was actually the first Cayman Miss Cayman franchise holder. So with that, you know, comes some big shoes to fill.
Mm-hmm.
But she suffers from dementia and Alzheimer's, and so this is a really big year for me, and I want to do grace by her, and I know that she's with me in my spirit and my heart, and you know, she would be so proud to see this organization grow the way it has and supporting so many beautiful and strong women. This is just going to be an incredible journey, and I'm just so excited.
It's just, she's part of your inspiration, and one that's a beautiful inspiration as well. All right, Miss Janae.
Well, Miss Derry kind of alluded to it earlier, but I have been someone who's watched the pageant for the last few years, and I even watched like the radio interviews and everything, and you just see how the women blossom over time, and like at the end of it, they're just so like a elevated version of themselves, right? So it's more so a why not for me, like what is there to lose?
Mm-hmm.
I'm expecting that this journey will pour into my cup, and from my cup I will pour into the community, And my personal platform is actually the preservation and education of Caymanian culture and heritage. As a second-generation Caymanian, it's very important for me to not only learn, but also share with everyone else what I'm learning. And I want to use this platform, the Miss Universe Cayman Islands platform, to just amplify current preservation efforts that are being done for our traditions and our heritage, but also add my own little spin to it and have people along with my journey of learning.
What would you say your favorite tradition then in Cayman culture is?
Touch platin. I love that. It's my favorite thing.
Okay, I'm going to come to you for a purse any day now.
Maybe a belt.
Sorry, a belt. Well, that would be very cool. And Miss Tracy.
Hello, Cayman. I am Tracy Campbell from the beautiful district of Bodden Town, and I'm your contestant number 6. And I joined this pageant for growth. So Miss Cayman is definitely a good opportunity for us women to develop new skills and just to build more confidence within ourselves. This is actually my second year around, and I had such a great experience last year, and I've had so much opportunity come from it, even though I didn't win the crown. So I'm just here again to still spread my personal platform, which is still health and wellness, to remind us that we are stronger together, healthy, like, you know, physical health, and then your mental health follows.
Yes.
So I'm just here to spread kindness and kind of just outdo contestant number 4 last year.
Oh, I love that. Okay, excellent. And Miss Tia.
Hi, I'm Tia McLaughlin. I'm sorry if I'm a little shaky.
That's okay. That's okay.
Big speaker. But personally, my reason this year for joining is to add on to Brianna's point. I just came back 4 years from England as well.
Okay.
So this is basically my first year back on island, and I really feel the reason I left in the first place is because it was very traumatic for me to be here. My platform this year is focusing on bullying, and I know it's a rampant issue right now. It's really bad. It's taking our young lives, and I want to be braver. I want to be the better version of myself, and hopefully that can inspire other people to say, hey, she did it, I can do it too. That this doesn't have to stop at me. I don't have to stop at 16. I don't have to stop at 30, 20. And as a person who really was affected by it, I really want to grow from that. So Miss Universe to me is all about growth.
So bullying was something that happened to you a lot?
Yes.
At some point, okay. And how did you handle it?
Honestly, I'm the type of person that is like, it's in the back of my mind, and I didn't realize that it keeps building and building and building. So right now I think my main thing is just to talk about it. Because I've just suppressed it most of the time. I'm like, oh, that wasn't a big deal. It's still not a big deal. No, you know, actually it was. You know, just talking through it can help you a lot as well.
Sometimes we're just taught that, to act as if something's not really anything. It's not a big deal. Just kind of brush it under the rug, but really it is. And you know, we've been plagued in our society, I'm going to say in the past couple of years, with a lot of recent incidents that have happened that have been really unfortunate. That might have stemmed from bullying, it could have stemmed from depression and whatnot, and it's just people not talking about it.
Yes.
And I think it's so important just be able to talk. We all have a voice. We all can use our voice. And it's amazing when we do talk, the amount of people that it inspires,
yes.
That other people, next thing you know, you've helped give them a voice.
Yes.
So I think it's a beautiful thing that you said that, you know, you had a bad experience, it was a little traumatic, you left for a little while, but you came back, and look how brave you are at coming back to say you're going to do this now.
Yes, ma'am.
And I mean, Tracy's in her second year of doing this competition, and it's the growth for her. She wants to outdo the contestant she was last year.
Yes.
And you know, when you started, you said, I'm sorry, I'm a little shaky, but I promise you, come to pageant night.
She won't be.
Yeah, you will not be shaky. That confidence will come out. And it's just being able to kind of find your voice and believe in yourself. So I think that's a really important thing. So all right, now, Reagan, I think I'm going around the table here because it's the best I can do. You had mentioned when I asked what part of your inspiration was, but you said that you also wanted to represent Cayman in the Olympics first. Now, I remember being a little kid from Canada and wanting to be in the Olympics, and I thought it was the most amazing thing in the world, but it's really hard when you're from Canada. A whole lot of people. So were you able to get to that level? I know that you have a really good sporting background. I think is it gymnastics?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So what have you been able to accomplish so far with gymnastics?
So I began gymnastics here when I was 4 years old. And for as long, like I mentioned, for as long as I could remember, I always wanted to be Cayman's first ever Olympic gymnast. And I think little Reagan put it out in the universe because I had like a Build-A-Bear email. Okay, it was crazy. And I would sign off like emails to my friends as future Miss Cayman Olympic gymnast. Like I would sign my name like that. I was 7. I had no idea what was in store for me.
You didn't know you were manifesting at that time.
Apparently, something was going on. And I left actually Cayman when I was 14 to pursue this Olympic career. I talked with my coach and my parents, and they wanted to open up the door and give me the best chance that God and the world and my family could give me to reach this Olympic dream. So when I was 14, I actually went to Houston, Texas. I began living with host families, and I trained 38 and a half hours a week while balancing high school and everything. And
that's a full-time job.
Oh, it was a full-time job and a half. Like, it was so much. And not just the competitions that I was able to represent Cayman on, but the journey to get to the Olympic Games and all the lessons, I think, is what is so crucial and important. So through my gymnastics career, I was able to represent Cayman on the biggest stage, the Olympic Games, and the pride of seeing your flag wave in the lights, it's like an adrenaline love rush that is unmatched.
I'm sure, yeah.
And just getting told that your dream is going to come true is a feeling that I want to keep experiencing.
Mm-hmm.
So through my gymnastics career, I had the pride of representing Cayman.
Mm-hmm.
And like everyone said, the growth that you go through the dark times, through the hard trials, you just learn so much about yourself and your country and what it means to represent Cayman.
How do you think that your experience with getting to the Olympic stage will translate you to getting to that stage for Miss Cayman Islands or for Miss Universe Cayman Islands?
I've actually thought about this a lot, and with gymnastics, it's physical and mental in the sense that I'm judged solely on my performance. I could be the nicest person ever, like do all this community service, but if I go and fall in a gymnastics routine, that's all the judges care about. Like, you are only judged. I actually did the math on like 4.5 minutes of like your entire life at the Olympic Games. It's 4.5 minutes. So I think that in that sense, I know how to perform under pressure and give it my all, and I understand the importance of a high work ethic in the sense that I know what you put into something is what you get out, and at the end of the day, all you can control is your effort and attitude. So I'll definitely be putting that into my pageant training. But in saying that, pageant is not just physical, it's how well can you answer questions, which I'm trying to do good right now. How well are you at the community service? It kind of fills in the spaces that competing in gymnastics, it fills the void that didn't have.
Okay, awesome. We got to go to our 2 p.m. headline news right now, but when we come back, we will continue the discussion with our contestants for the Miss Universe Cayman Islands pageant.
Since 1976.
Covering Grand Cayman, Little Cayman, and right. One small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
Radio Cayman in the Cayman Islands. From Radio Cayman's newsroom, this is Headlines.
The headline news is brought to you by Kirk Market.
The Ministry of District Administration and Lands, in conjunction with the Public Lands Commission, announces that Cabinet has approved amendments to the 7 Mile Public Beach Park vendor policy. These amendments include the introduction of a review process providing an appeal mechanism for all vendor applicants. The updated policy is now available on the PLC's website and at gov.ky. In international headlines, Ukraine and Russia exchanged prisoners of war today, each sending back 75 POWs in the first such swap in the past 3 months. Officials said a few hours earlier and at the same location, the two sides also handed over the bodies of fallen soldiers. The Ukrainian POWs, including 4 civilians, were returned on several buses that drove into the northern Sumy region. The exchange of the 150 POWs in all was the 4th swap this year and the 52nd since Russia invaded Ukraine in February 2022. The United Arab Emirates said it helped to negotiate this latest exchange. Craft beer pioneer Anchor Brewing Company, the maker of the famous Anchor Steam and Christmas Ale beer, has been purchased by Chobani Yogurt founder and billionaire Hamdi Ulukaya. The purchase price was not disclosed. Those are your headlines. I'm April Cummings.
www.radiocayman.gov.ky. Check out our social media pages: Facebook, YouTube, X, formerly Twitter, Radio Cayman Headline News.
When it comes to weekly meal prep, I trust Kirk Market to provide the best value for quality proteins. The butchers at Kirk Market are super helpful. They always slice my steaks perfectly. Kirk Market has everything I need for healthy and flavorful protein-packed meals. From lean cuts of CAB choice beef, tender CAB prime beef, the juiciest pork, and all-natural hormone-free poultry, to their seafood section with everything from fresh local snapper to omega-3 rich salmon. I choose Kirk Market for the highest quality proteins to support my healthy lifestyle. Kirk Market. Eat well, live well, and discover a world of choice.
Radio Cayman Talk Today continues.
Good afternoon. Paul, you keep catching me, man, when I'm just talking to myself here. Welcome back to Talk Today. I'm your host this afternoon, filling in for Sterling Dwayne Banks. This is Kathy Miller, and in studio with me this afternoon, I have the Miss Universe Cayman Islands pageant contestants. So the pageant is August 31st at the Westin Hotel. Beautiful location for the pageant, and in studio I have 6 of the 7 contestants. So I had just asked Reagan, who represented the Cayman Islands for gymnastics at the Olympics, and how that experience kind of helped translate, to how hopefully she's going to do in the Miss Cayman Islands competition. And she gave a really great answer. I think that mental strength and that discipline that you have to have is going to be huge. Mm-hmm. And, Derry had mentioned earlier, it's not just a thing of beauty. I think, Brianna, you had mentioned that it's not just a thing of beauty, and it takes a whole lot of discipline, right? So, Brianna, now I'm turning to you. You spent 10 years away, mostly in London, right? Mm-hmm. I'm assuming you were working in London. Maybe you did school there as well. Mm-hmm. How was the pageant world looked at over there?
Oh gosh, I mean, I can't even really answer that because I've been so separated from pageant life and the pageant world. My personal conception of it, I guess, in terms of Miss Cayman or pageant life, was that it was usually quite surface level, and these women, the main focus being, that their hair looks amazing and that their makeup looks good and they can walk in heels. And in my mind, while I've been in London, if I were to think about it or talk to anyone, that's mainly what it would be about. But I think that's my understanding of it, or perceptions, definitely been shifting, and is the main reason why I even entered to begin with when I came back, which is that, to me, Miss Cayman, especially with looking at how Miss Universe as an overall organization has evolved, the fact that they're being more inclusive, as with all businesses in the world, the Barbies of the world, the Mattels, that are being more inclusive and changing the way that their board of directors look, and, like every touch point. I think it's obvious that Miss Universe has been trying to do that as well. And so Miss Cayman has been following suit of that. And so that was just really attractive to me, to, this idea of like myself not being a pageant girl. I kind of like that. I like that I can represent a different look of a Miss Cayman.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
From your experience in London, how do you think that will help translate into your pageant experience with Miss Universe Cayman Islands?
Well, I think living in London was amazing just because you're allowed to explore yourself and find out who you want to be, which, can be difficult on a small island, especially for a creative, where you want to explore different mediums and try different things. Resources aren't as on the ready here on island. And so I think the main thing London encouraged me was just to continue trying things and continue not being afraid to fail at things. And I think ultimately being excited about the idea that there are different versions of you as you get older. So, I started off in marketing, that was a version. Then I transitioned into graphic design, that was a different version of me. I wrote a book, that's a different version of me. And now I'm in Miss Cayman, which is an additional version. And all these are combining into one woman. And I think that's really cool. So to me, I'm hoping that the resilience and the ability to really stay myself and align with who I am and what I really want to represent will help me.
Well, I was going to ask you if you are creative, but you just told me a little bit from marketing and graphic design. You wrote a book. What was the book about?
The book was a poetry book.
Oh,
actually.
lovely.
Yeah, it was kind of to celebrate my 20s and my time in London. So every page is dedicated to someone or something that happened. I kind of wanted to commemorate my time in a physical way. So that's what
I
it was
love
about.
that.
Yeah,
That's really beautiful.
Thank you.
I'm going to have to check that book out. How can we get a hold of it if possible?
The
Was it
book-
limited print edition?
No, it's available at the next chapter in Camana Bay. It's called The Sands That Settle. And the inspiration is that, you go about your life and you meet all these amazing new people. And it's mainly about like the moments that stay with you and the people that stay with you to, continue your life onto the next decade.
Awesome.
So
Thank
Sands
you.
That Settle.
I like that. Thanks for sharing.
Thank you so much.
All right, Erin. Now, if people were going to ask you, how would you describe yourself?
Describe myself.
I'm trying not to give you guys all the exact same questions here.
Yeah, I mean, I'll give you a little bit about my journey to this moment right now.
Mhm.
So I also spent a few years away. I was in university at Boston University studying health sciences, which was a very rigorous 4 years and a couple more with working and living the Bostonian life. But I'm very happy to be home. I work at Health City right now, actually, so I'm getting very familiar with that East End Drive. And I work in the international department, so I work with a lot of patients coming overseas for procedures here, and I'm kind of their welcoming person to the island and their process. And so it's something I really enjoy. I'm really excited for this journey specifically to tie in all of my experiences in the last 6 years between university and moving home. And yeah, this is great.
But who is Erin outside of the professional realm?
Outside the professional,
What do you like to do if you didn't have to go to work?
I didn't have to make the drive to East End. I'd probably go the other direction, straight to the beach. It's very cliche, but I am a beach girl, really and truly. I have a little dog. He's a Yorkie Poo. His name's Toby. When I get custody of him, we go straight to the beach, and we pick up a couple other dogs on the way too.
Nice. I like that.
Whoever will let me have them. And
You can borrow my dog, Brandy.
Really?
She's a Shih Tzu. I can't even say the word beach. I have to spell it out.
Send
She
me your
knows the
address.
drawer, everything. I can't take a towel out of a certain closet.
I love that. I love that. Yeah, I think it's something in the poodles too. They love to swim,
Yeah,
but,
she does.
So I am a beach girl, but I think since being back home, spending time with family, reintegrating really and truly with all that is Cayman, beyond just the beach, has been something I've cherished.
Are you a Celtics fan?
I have to be now. Right?
Okay. Well,
so I know there's some Miami Heat fans out here close to, Florida and all.
Right.
But I'm going to go with the Celtics. I mean, I'm not wearing green today, but we'll just use
We
your
can borrow Brianna's jacket
I'll
later if
borrow
needed.
Brianna's, yeah.
Do you have that Boston accent down at all?
No.
No? Okay.
Park my car. That's about as Bostonian as it gets. Yeah.
All right.
I tried though. I did try.
No doubt. I do accents all the time. Apparently, it's not a good thing to do, but I can't help it. So, don't worry
try the
about that.
Bostonian one.
Yeah, I'm gonna try. That'll be next on the list. I'm working on Russian actually right now. My friend has got a killer Russian accent.
Oh, gosh. It's very good. I love it.
Look at this. Yes, excellent. Excellent. All right, Tracy. Now, you said that this is your second year doing this. For some reason, I thought that you were in Miss Worlds, but it was the Miss Cayman competition. Okay, all right. And that mental health and physical health is a big thing for your life. Now, I think we have some mutual friends on I'm going to say social media on Instagram. I like to pretend I don't have an Instagram account sometimes when I'm on Talk Today. And I think I've seen a lot of stuff with you out there working out. So it's not just a platform talk for you. And in that sense, this is your life. This is what you do, what you live.
Growing up, I definitely experienced a lot of bullying on my physical appearance. So it was more of I need to find a solution so I feel better and I don't think about what anybody has to say. And then I had someone introduce me to fitness, so working out, weightlifting, and it was just great for my physical, and it was also a good me time as well. So I got to discover who I was. I'm working on myself, I'm getting stronger, and I just feel so much better in there. And since joining the gym, I've built the confidence. And then as soon as I turned 18, since it was a promise to little Tracy, she was like, okay, well, as soon as you turn 18, you're going to go to Miss Cayman. And that's exactly what I did. And I put in the work last year, and I ended up second runner-up.
Mm-hmm.
I also had the opportunity to walk in New York Fashion Week.
Yes.
That was one of the awards I got.
Tell us about that, because I think that is huge.
So Adrian Alicea, he selected me out of the group of the girls last year to open his show. So I was...
Oh, to open it.
Yeah, I was there to
Wow.
open the show. It was really nice. I've been to New York on a few occasions, but never for like a modeling opportunity.
In Fashion Week.
In Fashion Week.
It's one of the biggest in the world, yeah, New York
It was a
Fashion
bit
Week.
crazy because the show was the week after the pageant, so I didn't have time to decompress, really. I was just like, okay, well, I have to catch a flight and then go to New York and buy a hotel and do all this. But it was fun. I got to network, and so many people were like, oh my God, you walked so great. And it's like, oh, that's my pageant walk. You know, I learned this in pageant training, you know, but I just had to tweak it a little bit in the modeling world. I am honestly grateful for the opportunity to even be selected or recognized. You know, that's why I think a place like pageantry is really amazing for women who want to have some type of recognition, because at least we are working on our public speaking, on our confidence, on how we carry ourselves, and how to be able to express our feelings about things we are truly passionate about. And then we just get to add a performance to that as well. So being someone who like loves to dance and music, I feel like pageantry was something I wanted to jump into. And then just so many opportunities just came from that. So I'm really excited to be here again to see what more opportunities can come my way and to see these ladies blossom into what I blossomed into last year. I'm such a confident person now. You could have never had me say as confidently as I would say it now, but I definitely had my transformation last year, and I had so much fun, and I would do it again, and here I am. Here I am.
What do you think, because this is your second go around, right, in this competition, so you have a bit of an edge, you know, the things that are going to happen, what it's going to take, and all the rest. So what do you think it's going to take for you to go from second runner-up, hopefully not even first runner-up, but to win, to be crowned? What do you think that's going to take from you?
So given my experience last year, I'm kind of just adding to that. So I can say, okay, I had a great walk. I walked to New York Fashion Week, woohoo. But I feel like I have so much room for improvement, and I want to practice on my public speaking, like my onstage questions. I just feel like if I was to put in a lot more effort than I did last year, I am able to accomplish what my end goal is, and that is to be Miss Universe Cayman Islands. But regardless of my placement this year, I am really here for the growth and the experience, and it would be awesome to represent Cayman on the big stage. But honestly, I'm doing this for little Tracy, because she did say, okay, well, we see all the beautiful Miss Cayman Islands at Heritage Day or Badabanu, you know, you see them at these events, and it's like, okay, this beautiful lady, and I'm sure she has so much more to her, and I want to be able to be that example as well. So you see me with a nice crown, but hey, I can teach you one thing or two.
Right. I like how you started this with your competition words there. So it's still a competition regardless, right? So I like those words. We got to go to our next commercial break, and then when we come back, I got some more questions for Janae and for Tia.
From boat days to beach gatherings, leave the catering to Subway. Choose from small and large sandwich platters, double meat wrap platters, and top it off with optional cookie platters for dessert. Or ask about our Subway box to go with the option of 6-inch or foot-long sandwich, 1 cookie, and 1 bag of chips. For all occasions and celebrations, let Subway focus on the food so you can focus on the fun. Visit subway.ky for catering options. Subway. Eat fresh.
This summer, discover adventure, magic, culture, nature, and so much more with Cayman Airways. Airfares are now on sale for travel this summer. Visit New York, Denver, Los Angeles, Miami, Tampa, Kingston, Montego Bay, Panama, Havana, and La Ceiba. But hurry, sale ends June 1st. Call 949-2311, contact a travel agent, or book online at CaymanAirways.com. Make this your best summer yet with Cayman Airways.
At Doctors Hospital, we know life happens, and usually when you least expect it. So when unexpected medical issues arise, you need quality care close to home. Located in the heart of Georgetown, our accomplished team of physicians and medical staff treat minor urgent conditions such as migraines, chest and abdominal pain, shortness of breath, burns, broken bones, open wounds, and more. 24 hours, 7 days a week with no appointment necessary. Peace of mind is important when life happens. At Doctors Hospital, we're always here just for you. Need to speak to someone? Call 949-6066.
The best foundation you can wear is glowing, healthy skin. The offices of dermatologist Dr. Wayne Porter specialize in enhancing your skin's well-being. Whether you're seeking advanced skincare, including any skin cancers, Botox, filler, cosmetic skin enhancements, or simply looking to reduce wrinkles, Dr. Porter offers a full-service dermatology and dermatological surgery practice. For more information, email drporterkman@gmail.com or call 946-9020. That is 946-9020.
The Ministry of Education and the Passport and Corporate Services Office remind all students traveling to and from school overseas to ensure their passports are valid for both travel and entry into their destination country. Passports should be renewed at least 10 weeks before departure, and any necessary student visas must be obtained. For passport services, contact the Passport and Corporate Services Office at 649-7678. For Ministry of Education scholarship inquiries, contact scholarships@gov.ky. This message is brought to you by the Ministry of Education and the Passport and Corporate Services Office.
RC Fusion.
10 a.m. to 12 p.m.
Radio K-Man.
Biggest variety in the morning.
RC Fusion.
Following the 10 a.m. news headline. Biggest variety in the morning.
Radio K-Man. Radio K-Man's Talk Today. What is on your mind, K-Man?
Good afternoon and welcome back to Talk Today. I'm Kathy Miller, filling in for Sterling Dwayne Ebanks, and we are talking with the contestants for the Miss Universe Cayman Islands pageant. I'm going around the table. I'm asking the girls each, the ladies, a couple questions about the pageant and how they're feeling about it. And Janae, I've got you next. Yeah. Now, I think one of the things when you first introduced yourself and you talked about your inspiration was you were really big on kind of preserving Cayman culture and tradition and whatnot. And I asked you what's one of your favorite kind of things to do when it comes to the Cayman culture. There's been a lot of, I'm going to say, different events and focus on Cayman culture in the past year. And I think with Emancipation Day being announced for the first time this year, I think it was Monday, May 6th, I was away. So I missed out on that. But I guess when it comes to having certain events or being able to really kind of highlight and keep certain traditions going, how do you think within, if you were to be crowned Miss Cayman Islands, that you would be able to kind of continue to carry out that legacy of Cayman's culture?
That's a great question. Thank you. Well, I am a civil servant first and foremost. So for me, being the title holder of Miss Cayman, I would make sure that I collaborate with already existing partners in government, like the Ministry of Youth and Sports and Culture and Heritage, have been doing amazing work, and that was shown throughout Emancipation Day. They had a fabulous Emancipation Gala. I don't know if you saw the photos of the drone show. I was actually present for that. I can show you a video later.
Yes.
It was so touching just to see how intentional everything was, and I feel like it is really great to have these events and celebrate what our culture and our traditions are, because those things are dying out. Let's be quite frank. Like over the last year or so, I have made it like my personal mission to like go through like the museum. For example, they host cultural workshops every month, and last year I was almost at every one of them because it is my hope to learn and share what it is to be Caymanian. And if we really don't know where we're coming from, how will we know where we're going, right? So it really is a part of our identity as Caymanians to know that, okay, this is what thatching really means, or I didn't know that when thatch gets wet, it gets really firm because of the salt water, you know, things like that. So for me, being able to use this platform in that way and also connect with not only younger Caymanians and everyone else in the world, because it's a universal platform, right? But also to help bridge the gap between the older generation and the younger generation. That is definitely something that I really, really want to see happening in Cayman, because they have such a great wealth of knowledge, right? And so as time passes, the likelihood of our traditions being eroded is quite significant if we don't embrace our culture as Caymanians.
Right. Okay, awesome. Wonderful. Thank you for sharing. And Tia, I want to ask you, now you spent a little bit of time away. I think you said 4 years away, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Okay. And back in Cayman now. If you were to be crowned Miss Cayman, what would you want to share the most about the Cayman Islands for people to understand really what Cayman is as a country and who Caymanians are as people?
So my experiences in the UK weren't all so sunny, I would say.
It's very rainy over there anyway.
Different. Yeah, it's definitely spot on with the not sunny. So I would definitely say when I was in the UK, it definitely made me miss home. Like I feel a lot of, not to slander anyone, but a lot of British people, they have their own culture, and if you don't fit into that culture, it's you're kind of excluded in a way or looked down upon. So I just wanted that Cayman kind again. You know, I feel like we're going away from that. I feel like we're treating people badly in our own country. We're treating each other badly. Like, we need to come back to that Cayman kind that we're known for. So for me personally, I think we have to start in our schools. We have to start with our young people. We're really bullying them into the ground at this point. And I feel like mental health is such a taboo topic. Sorry.
We have Tracy, grab some water. We have Tracy having a little coughing fit. This was me at yoga the other day, and I couldn't leave the room. I had a cough. I was like, oh no. So she's all right. She's gonna grab some water right now.
Sorry, where was I?
The mental health, how it's such a taboo.
Yeah, it's such a taboo topic, and it's like something's wrong with you if you're not sunshine and rainbows all the time. And I just want the youth, and I want not even just the youth, but the older generation who didn't even get the chance to realize that they had trauma or realize that their trauma is spilling over into other aspects of their life. That is okay.
Yeah.
It is okay to be not okay.
Yeah.
And whatever you do is the main point of that. You know, if you're choosing to be better, even if you're not okay today, you say, hey, you have a good day today.
Yeah.
Just something so simple instead of being negative. And I was a very negative person as well. And I didn't realize. I was always like, this is so silly, these affirmations that everyone's talking about. Manifest this, manifest that. I'm like, oh my God, this doesn't work. And I noticed just simple things like saying, oh, I'm so stupid. Instead of saying, I'm so stupid, let's say, I'm going to be smarter. Like that. And that's all that you need.
Because whatever you say in your mind, whatever you say out loud, it's like training your mind to believe that, and that's what you teach yourself. So
to fruition.
Yeah. There was a point, I think, finishing university studies, and I was like, I can't do it. I cannot do it. I was very stressed out, and then I used that same energy as much as I was saying I can't do it. I use that exact same energy and just change my words to, I can do it, I'm going to get it done. And my entire mindset shifted from there.
Definitely.
So being able to kind of change your perspective right there.
For sure.
All right. Thank you so much for your answer as well. Now, I just want you ladies individually, we only have a few minutes left. So if you could remind us individually what your individual platforms are and why you've chosen to embark on representing that platform. Reagan.
So I've been blessed with the opportunity to represent the Addison Kelly Memorial Scholarship. Growing up, mental health as an athlete and just as a person, I've struggled with mental health, and I've loved using my voice as a public figure, specifically athlete, to talk about mental health. Like Tia said, knowing that it's okay not to be okay, and learning how to advocate not only for others but yourself. And that's why I pursued a Bachelor's of Science in Psychology. But with the Addison Kelly Memorial Scholarship, I want to show kids that you can always have someone to talk to, especially older generations of Caymanians as well, because they're taught just to toughen up and everything like that. But hey, you go through something, let's talk about it. And we keep losing kids, we keep losing people to suicide. I recently lost a teammate in Cayman to suicide, so this platform means so incredibly much to me. It's very deep in my heart, and I just want to use it to open the discussion of mental health.
Yeah, I'm sorry for your loss.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing that as well, and
Thank
I hope you
you.
bring as much awareness as you can to the
For
scholarship
sure,
as well.
for sure.
Yeah, Brianna, can you please share with us what your platform is and why you chose that?
Sure. I'm honored to be the first contestant ever to use my platform to highlight the creative arts in the Cayman Islands. That's what I have been doing the last couple of years in London. And when I was here, when I was younger, arts wasn't really a career option. When I was in school, you just did business, and that was sort of it, which is the reason I went into marketing. But while I've been away is when I've really been able to explore this idea of being creative and opening that box in my mind again, where I was imaginative and I would think outside the box. And I think that is really important, and it's changed my life being able to do what I love. So my passion is trying to elevate that scene here in Cayman. I think that it's okay if you're not someone who is, meant to sit in a 9-to-5 job and meant to sit at a desk. I think that different brains are awesome and beautiful and should be celebrated, and Cayman should just continue evolving in that space. So I own an agency called The Design Space. And the inspiration behind the name is that it is hopefully going to be a place where businesses can come and create space for creativity, where youth can come and create space for creativity. And that's sort of my overall passion.
Oh, I love that. As a creative person, that's, I support that absolutely, 100%.
Thanks.
So I love that. Erin, if you could share with us what your individual platform is
I would
as
also
well.
really like to applaud Brianna for her support of the creatives. I was raised by a photographer, and I know that there's not a one-size-fit-all for how to do life, and being a creative in Cayman is a huge part of our culture. So keeping that alive is a massive part. So thank you for that. So my platform, my personal platform that I have the honor of supporting is the Dementia and Alzheimer's Association. Of course, in honor of my grandmother, Celeste Broderick. But it's also a chance for us to embrace the older generation and current generation of Cayman. We're young people here, and we have certain memories of Cayman that we're holding on to, but there are people that connect us, and there are ancestors, our grandparents, our great-grandparents, our aunts and our uncles, and those are the people that we all can be connected to together, and we need to support them because Cayman's changing. It's changing quickly, and we're all feeling it, but these are the people that we get our stories from, are learning our lessons, and I think that they are going to be the ones to pull us together. We just need to embrace them and be there for them. So I'm very excited to be supporting the Alzheimer's and Dementia Association, and I'm actually a dementia friend and working on becoming a dementia challenger. So I am growing in that. I'll be able to train dementia friends as well, and I hope that maybe as a group we can do that together, and that's something that we can add to the schedule. I know we're super busy, but
that was a challenge.
But I'm going to add it in, and I'll be going to some of the memory cafes. So if you have any of your grandparents, any listeners out there, it's not just for anyone suffering with dementia and Alzheimer's. It's actually anyone 65 and older, it's a chance for the community to come together. There's going to be games, dancing. It is June 6th on Thursday from 10 a.m. to 12 noon. I believe it's at the Hub. If I have to double check that, but it sounds correct. But make me check back with you on that, okay?
No problem.
It's a really
no
great
problem.
event.
Okay.
And I would love to see all of us in the community support our elders more.
Okay. Awesome. Thanks for sharing. Tracy, I hope.
I'm back.
Yes, she's back. Okay, the cough will subside right now during us for us to hear what your individual platform that you're supporting is.
So my personal platform this year is health and wellness, and I'm very passionate about prioritizing ourselves. I believe that to be a great leader in the community, I have to be well myself. You know, you can't pour from an empty cup.
Mm-hmm.
So self-development is definitely something I want to remind everyone around me and be able to spread that message that you come before everybody else. You know, at the end of the day, this is your world. I know there's one world, but, you know, in my head, this is my world. This is where I blossom and I can have an impact in my community. So, you know, practicing healthy habits and, you know, separating negativity away from my life has helped me just walk in a positive light everywhere I go. I've been able to find beauty in dark situations, and I feel like if I can inspire even one person, that my accomplishment is done. So health and wellness is my personal platform, and I hope everyone can stay healthy physically and mentally.
And take care of themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with in that sense that you have to take care of yourself before anybody else. You cannot pour from an empty cup whatsoever. So I like that. All right, Janae, your individual platform.
Yeah, so my personal platform is the preservation and education of Caymanian culture and heritage. There was a report that was published by the ESO, and as at December 2023, there are 39,068 Caymanians of a total population of 85,000. So you can see those statistics lend itself to, over time, our culture and our traditions slowly diminishing if we don't do the work ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
As a second generation Caymanian, I've mentioned, it is very important and it's rooted in me to find out more about myself by learning more about what Cayman is, what it's come from to how it's been now, you know. A friend of mine said last year, I think it was, Cayman is in a cultural renaissance, and I couldn't say it any better than that, right? As more young people are trying to embrace what it means to be Caymanian. I mentioned earlier just bridging the gaps between the knowledge and the wealth of knowledge, I should say, that the older generations have with them now, and us with the zeal and the energy, and fusing it together and making new cultures and still tying our traditions. That's really my passion project, and using this platform to be able to amplify those efforts being done across the island by various entities, but also take people on a journey with me as I learn about Cayman and its rich history.
All right. Thank you for sharing with that. And Tia, your personal platform?
So my personal platform is actually the pageant platform, but it also recently took up the United Against Bullying platform as well, because at first I didn't want to, because again, I spoke about many times today, I kind of just wanted to put that behind me and let's just suppress it, let's not talk about it. But I think it's really important, especially when there's so much things in the news of young girls' suicides, and just one that happened just this week or within 2 weeks. Addison, as Reagan mentioned, was actually my sister's cousin.
Okay.
Like first cousin. She has a different dad from mine, but I know it struck her really hardly, and I could feel the pain around me, and it was really saddening for that. So, and things that just be nicer to each other is such a easy but unspoken about thing, you know. You don't know if Reagan is having a bad day. You don't know if Tracy's having a bad day. Like, just something nice and simple. But I want to just touch on the pageant platform as well, how it relates to me. And I know that the girls will also talk about their experiences with it.
Yeah, we only have a couple minutes left, so let us hear about, for sure, with that pageant platform, which I know it's the Cayman Heart Foundation, but why you guys did choose it, and the work that you're going to be putting behind that this year for the Cayman Heart Foundation.
Yes, so for me, the Cayman Heart Foundation, I didn't even know that we had in Cayman, is they promote healthy living. They promote like awareness of heart disease and anything to do with your heart. And they even give free health screenings to people. So me being a person that I didn't even know that I was anemic for 4 years, could have easily went and say, I put it off because it was like the cost or whatever else. And there was a simple solution right amongst us that we didn't even know. And it's just a beautiful thing, honestly.
Can I add on to that really
Absolutely,
quickly?
please.
When we went to the Heart Foundation, the meeting was really special, I have to say, as a group. Like, it was definitely a reminder personally of why I wanted to do Miss Cayman. And I think it's so fitting that we're doing the Heart Foundation this year because the statistics are so striking. Like, in that meeting, I found out that the number one killer for women is heart disease, which I did not know about. The number one killer, period, in Cayman is heart disease, which is insane to me as well. But it was just so lovely being in that room with these women because all of us are so different and we have such a different skill set and networks. And I'm personally just so excited to see how we can work with them this year.
Okay. And did anybody else want to add to what the Miss Universe Cayman Islands overall?
She got it down pat.
All right, foundation,
I would
Cayman Heart
also
Foundation.
like just to add that they're also a stroke fund. There's not just about hearts too, so they do want us to highlight that they also specialize with strokes too.
Okay, all right.
And stay tuned. We're going to be doing hopefully some really great things with them, partnering with them. And
Great.
we've got some events in the calendar, so I think we're all really looking forward to being
Okay,
this
great.
year.
Well, thank you very much, ladies, for joining. We're about 10 minutes over, but,
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
No problem. No problem at all. Thank you for joining us on Talk Today. And to our listeners, stay tuned. You can follow, I think it's Miss Universe Cayman Islands on social media platforms, and you can see what the ladies are up to. Stay tuned to Radio Cayman because I know we'll be speaking with them very likely again in the near future to hear about the progress with the pageant, what's going on, and the progress with how they are helping with their platform, which is the Cayman Heart Foundation. Thanks for joining us today, and thanks for listening.
Thank you.
Talk Today is brought to you by Subway, open 24 hours in Countryside, Anderson Square in Georgetown, and Centennial Towers in West Bay. And by the Ministry of District Administration. Explore your history, explore your land, explore your sister islands. And Cayman Airways. Call them on 949-2311 to book your nonstop flights to Los Angeles and Panama. And Digicel, Cayman's bigger, better network. And Doctors Hospital. Peace of mind is important when life happens. Doctors Hospital, always there for you. Call 949-606.